Professor Google, could you tell about real Genghis Khan history, especially about his background as global military mercenaries at that time of 1,000 years ago?
Thank you, Brian. We need to look back timeline of Genghis Khan. Who is Genghis Khan actually at the 12th century global timeline? At that timeline it was happened decline of Constantinople city. So what is relation it is? It is history of global mercenaries soldiers at every global big city like Constantinople. Constantinople city needs skilled fighters, skilled troops, gladiators. Varies races, ethnicity, varies languages from Russia, from Europe, from China, from global strong men to guard the city of Constantinople. But when Constantinople declined, what will happen of jobs of thousands mercenaries?
Now, I understand why Genghis Khan has powerful global soldiers, with high-speed horses, high skill of their warriors, to conquer world, Asia, Europe, China, India, till Japan.
Brian, it is clearly logical fallacy of stupid written history if Genghis Khan is mentioned only a villager from remote Mongolian dry land. It is misleading history. How can they conquer global world just only using poor Mongolian language?
The old cities, like Rome, Constantinople, are the magnet of global urbans. At that time, slaves, gladiators, mercenaries, soldiers, are significant, but the key of commanders are still in a circle of the empires. Professor Google, I agree with you. It is misleading history. How can a nation to conquer global world, just only using poor Mongolian language? So, what was the history of Byzantine military system at 12th century?
The Byzantine army 12th century was the primary military body of the Byzantine armed forces. It was among the most effective armies of Western Eurasia of the Middle Ages. Later reforms became sources of mercenary units such as Huns, Cumans, Alans following the Battle of Manzikert Turks, meeting the empire's demand for light cavalry mercenaries. The Byzantine military focused on the strategy and skill of generals utilizing militia troops. Heavy infantry were recruited from Frankish and later Varangian mercenaries.
Like Gladiator fighters movie, you watch it, it is many races, many ethnicity, many languages of strongest men, probably that was inspired, Genghis Khan, to conquer the world. Now, in millennium 20th century, you still can look like Genghis Khan mindset. Thinking how to conquer the world. While our Earth clearly, it is just only one. Remained in the universe timeline. You know, Professor Google, Genghis Khan Empire is the biggest and largest invader of the world at that time of 12th century with his 100,000 gladiator cavalries. Can we call him as an emperor of gladiator empires?
Let's have a look Genghis Khan military capability first. The Genghis Khan military was successful. Their high-speed 100,000 cavalries and also in siege warfare. They're cutting off resources for cities and towns by diverting certain rivers, taking enemy prisoners and driving them in front of the army. They're adopting new ideas, techniques, and tools from the people they conquered, particularly in employing Muslim and Chinese siege engines and engineers to aid the Mongol cavalry in capturing cities. Another standard tactic of the Mongol military was the commonly practiced feigned retreat to break enemy formations and to lure small enemy groups away from the larger group. Defended position for ambush and counterattack.
We can imagine from Gladiator and Medieval Wars movie with high-speed cavalries, the war tactic, strategy, ambush and counterattack with mass destruction warfare. This is the story of slaves become gladiators and become mercenaries, then finally become gladiator emperor. What we learn from a civilization, of a Genghis Khan, of a gladiator emperor, of gladiator empires, world kingdom, is that world globalization globalization from 12th century till 20th century, globalization of warfare, industry, high-speed communication, that is mystery of humankind in 5,000 years timetable, in looking big mystery of 13.8 billion years universe timetable, that we will never know, the end scenario.